Hey, you guys, welcome to the Prosperity Podcast. I'm your host, Aaliyah, and I'm back with another episode. So today I have a special guest. Her name is Celeste.
Hello.
Hey, girl. So Celeste is a girl boss, a boy mom, an entrepreneur, a makeup artist, and many more, but I'll let her introduce herself.
Hi, I'm Celeste. So I am what you call a serial entrepreneur, I guess.
Yeah.
So I
No,
do
for real.
I do makeup. I own a sunglass brand. I own a custom brand where we make like custom T-shirts and things like that. I own a photo booth company, and I also am a full-time worker. I just got hired at Capital One, so I have a full-time job as well.
You do a lot.
A lot.
That's what's up, though.
Thank you.
So today we're going to be talking about entrepreneurship and the pros and cons of being an entrepreneur and a girl boss. So I wanted to ask you, like, what made you start your business? Like, when I met you, you had Shade Cafe. That's how I knew you, from Shade Cafe and makeup.
Mm-hmm.
So what made you, like, start your businesses? Like,
I guess really the opportunity with Shade Cafe, it started really because I was doing research on selling products.
Mm-hmm.
It really the sunglass industry is a huge industry, and the glasses industry in general.
Yeah.
There are so many people who buy sunglasses, buy glasses, they break, they lose them, so they just keep buying more and more and more. So that's kind of how Shade Cafe got started, and I wanted to do something to help add on to the income I was getting from my full-time job, because no matter how much you make, your raises, your bonuses, once you add that up, there's a certain level of life you want to live that you'll never be able to accomplish with just one income. So
for real. Yeah.
I was thinking about that a lot when I started Shade Cafe, and then the success of Shade Cafe kind of gave me the confidence to go into other endeavors.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where you got the photo booth, which I own with my two best friends, my custom business, which I own with my two best friends, and then I started doing makeup because people just started asking me to do their makeup. So
because you did yours so good. Yeah.
So I'm like, well, if you're going to ask me, sure, I'll do it.
Yeah. You do good, too.
Thank you.
I like the makeup you did over the weekend. Was that the weekend or the last few days?
Okay.
Your brows looked really good.
Thank you.
I love good brows. Everybody can't do good brows.
No, it definitely takes time, and then the people have different faces, different hair textures, so yeah.
I used to wear a face full of makeup, no brows. Like, I used to have to ask my friends, like, can you do my brows? Like, I'm just now learning, like, how to do my brows. Like, that's crazy. So, entrepreneurship. Both of my parents are entrepreneurs, so I grew up in a household with parents that both work for themselves. My mom was a hairdresser, and my dad, he had a clothing store, and he owned, like, the apartment buildings above his clothing store. And so I always was like an entrepreneur. I felt like growing up, I used to sell candy. I used to make bracelets and necklaces and sell them as a set. And I used to go to church and sell them to people at church. And then I used to like cut up jeans and shorts. I always had me like some type of little hustle. And I would always have a job too, but I felt like I could never like keep a job. I feel like that's what I knew. Like, yeah, I'm meant to work for myself. Like, because it was like, it would be cool, but the longest job I had was Kroger's. I know y'all don't have Kroger's in Cleveland, but that was my longest job. Like, and I would come back from school and work and stuff. But I always knew that I was gonna be my own boss. Like, it just feel right. And when you would get your paycheck from work and compare it to like what you do outside of that, and it's like your check outside of that was better. It's like
It's
I
hard
was it's like, what am I doing here? But I also do agree with like, if you do have a job and you can still be an entrepreneur too, like, it's nice to have a for sure check, because when you're an entrepreneur, you know, some weeks is you up and some weeks you down. Some months is a good month and some months is a slow month. So I think it is still smart to have a for sure check. Like, that's really smart.
No, I definitely agree.
Yeah. So what do you love and what do you hate about being an entrepreneur?
So I love the freedom.
Mm-hmm.
I love
me
the rush of like getting paid right then and there.
Yeah.
Like waiting 2 weeks or whatever you have to do.
Mm-hmm.
I guess the freedom, really, because even when I do makeup, I'm in my own environment. I can make music, I can talk and have good conversation. I'm doing something I love to do.
Yeah, so it's like you vibing.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like work.
Job. Yeah.
And then I would say cons to being an entrepreneur is the flow of your money, because like you said, some months you could be up, some months you could be down. It's nothing like getting a check every 2 weeks, knowing that this is how much you're going to get paid, all your bills are taken care of. But when you're an entrepreneur, it's really you versus, like, you just have to put it all in. You got to go as hard as you can, make as much as you can, because you don't know when the opportunity will present itself again.
Right.
Yeah. So that would be a con, like the inconsistency, how it can be. I'm trying to think of another con. I guess one that a lot of people don't touch on. So since I have the full-time job and do all the businesses on the side, I get to experience the best of both worlds, because I have like healthcare and everything.
Right.
Yeah. And that would be
the
a
stuff
con.
you don't get when you get an entrepreneur.
You're just working for yourself.
Yeah.
So like
That's a good
healthcare,
one.
life insurance, all that stuff I get through my job. Versus when I was an entrepreneur, I didn't have any of that. And I did go, I want to say, so I worked at a work from home job for 5 years. And then I quit that job. It was a full-time entrepreneur for 9 months.
Okay.
But the inconsistency of it put me back into the working field, which I don't mind, because I learned a lot throughout those 9 months that entrepreneurship ultimately is my goal, to not have to work
of course.
a full-time job. But I think it kind of is like part of my life lesson, like do these 9 months, see how things go if you were to just bet it all on yourself. And one of the things I will say is, when you do have a business and you use that business to support all of your bills and your lifestyle, you're pulling so much money from your business. Like you don't have as much money to buy the inventory you want.
Exactly.
And that's what I didn't like. I was seeing my business just get depleted because I was using the funds to help survive.
I have like that extra.
So I would say that definitely is a con. But everybody's different, because it also depends on how you manage your time, how
everything, and what you're selling too, like what business you're in too. Like, because I realized with selling makeup, having a cosmetics line, people are not buying makeup as often. Like, I even think about how much I buy makeup. Like, I keep my palettes and stuff for a really long time. So it's like people not really looking to buy certain things as often as you would think, or as often as like clothes or food, or you know what I mean, accessories. So and
you just have to see the market you're in, what you're selling, and you have to with being an entrepreneur, you have to constantly show up, like all day, every day.
You can't give up.
You can't give up. If you got to go to an event, like with Shade Cafe, I did so many pop-up shops over here.
You have. But you I feel like you really build a clientele off of that
do.
too.
When I do events, people will say, "Oh, I came because I saw that you were going to be here and I wanted to get some glasses." But that only comes from me doing it on the days I didn't want to do it. Like, some days I do not want to go to this pop-up shop. But
you show up though, and every time.
So that's one of another downside. Like, you have to show up all the time, because there's no other, unless you have like a full staff. Like,
you're and a lot of times you don't. I don't.
At least not starting off, you will.
No. I'm trying to still get paid. I don't got it to pay y'all. Not yet.
Right.
Not yet.
And then that's another challenge, because it's like you want to grow and pay other people to help you with the workload, but where's the money going to come from to pay them?
Exactly. You really have to have like, that's a whole nother. So what has been your biggest challenge being an entrepreneur? Or like, did you feel like you faced a big challenge within that 9 months that you were straight an entrepreneur? That
was definitely a challenge. I would say also just managing my time, because you can get distracted so easily. You could do stuff. Because I was still young, so I want to hang out and like party and kick it, but if I have stuff to do the next day and I'm hungover, I can't get that stuff done. And then just wasting time. So like I could have a to-do list of things I need to get done, but if I'm doing one thing for 12 hours, I don't get anything else done.
Right.
So I feel like that's my biggest challenge I'm currently facing is just like balancing my time, making sure I'm handling everything, checking off all my boxes.
Yeah.
And then staying consistent.
Yeah.
That's so hard.
Oh, it's so hard.
Like, I record so much content, like, of
You
me
don't
doing
put it out?
makeup, doing sunglasses, doing events, and I don't put any of it out.
Wow. So
I
you
just,
sitting on
I don't
content.
know. I just sit on it.
See, I'm the opposite. It's like I don't sit on it. I need to create more.
Yep. See, I don't have a problem making this. Like, everything I do, I record it, but for some reason, when it comes to, like, just posting it to get it out, I just get
We
stuck.
just forget about it.
I don't even, it's not really I forget. I just don't, I don't know.
I just don't care.
I just don't post it.
That's crazy.
Like, with the custom business, we just did a big order of 15 t-shirts and 5 hoodies. I took all this content, didn't post any.
Oh, you gotta post it. You gotta
So
put it together.
that's one of my challenges I'm trying to get through now. Like, just post it, get it done with, get it over with.
But that's why I feel like I can't wait to be able to have a team, because it's always
Yes.
like it's certain people that you can have a part of your team that's do those
Very
things.
true.
You
Yeah.
know,
And you have to identify your weaknesses, because even
Right.
like, yeah, you want to do it all, but realistically, if you can't, you need to be
Yeah.
comfortable enough to hire somebody to
Exactly.
step in and get it done.
get it done. Okay, what else did I wanted to ask you? I wanted to ask you, how do you balance work and your personal life? But I feel like you kind of just answered that with
Yeah,
the last
I'm
one.
I'm
So
still trying to find a balance.
yeah, I feel like when you a mom, it's never really like you can have some structure, but you just never know what the day is gonna bring.
Very
So
true. And then it's exhausting being a mom because, like, so with my full-time job, so I work my job, I come home, I usually have meetings after work, but I still have to get the kids ready for bed, I have to do homework. So I really feel like you have to keep an agenda,
yeah,
to-do list, a calendar, something to let you know what you're supposed to be doing, when you're supposed to be doing it. 'Cause if not, your mind's all over the place because it's already so much going on.
yeah.
So I'm still trying to find the balance, the perfect balance. But right now, I feel a lot better now that I'm back working at home.
That's good. Yeah,
So I'm in my own space. I can get stuff done on my lunch break, things like that.
you can utilize your time better.
But it's definitely good to find balance, because if you don't find balance, that's when you get burnout.
Yeah, and burnout is not good.
Nope, you don't get anything done. You're stressed, you're crying, you're sad. This is due, you have to do that.
You get behind.
Yep.
That's a good one. What advice would you give someone who wants to start their own business?
I would tell them to, let's see, if you want to start your own business, for one, do your research. Research everything you can about the business you're in, know the ins and outs of it. Two, just go for it. You know, don't sit on it too long. Just go ahead and start making the moves. Figure out what you need to do first and just do that. And then at least you'll, like, I always have a problem with people when they say, don't celebrate getting your LLC, but that's really your first step. Like, that's something that you
that's
can
major
celebrate.
for real.
Yeah. Like,
you know how many people don't
you
have
took this
LLCs?
idea from out of your mind, and now it's like physical, it's real.
Exactly.
Yeah. So I feel like celebrate all your milestones, no matter what they are, but just do it. Do the work. Get it done. Don't let their fears force you to feel uncertain about what you're doing. Because I've even had people who told me, like, when I first started Shade Cafe, and Shade Cafe I've had it for 5 years.
Yeah.
Almost 6 years. So when I first started, I remember my one coworker who was my friend, she was like, why would you sell sunglasses? Who's going to buy them? And she literally said that. And I took it to heart a little bit, because I was like,
what you mean?
yeah, and I'm like,
people wear sunglasses.
people wear the sunglasses.
I love sunglasses.
But she came from a point of, I would say, ignorance, because like she just didn't know, or she didn't understand, or she didn't see what I saw. Like, she didn't see the vision.
Yeah.
And then I didn't fault her for it, because it's so funny. Like, years later, she's bought so many
She a
sunglasses.
customer.
Yeah.
You shopping. Who's gonna buy glasses? You.
Right. So
you know?
sometimes people, and in their fear, they put that on you too. Like, you can't do this when you can.
Projecting the insecurities.
Because why can't you?
Yeah. And you do good at it too.
Thank you.
I love your glasses. She has Shade Cafe right now. Go shop.
Thank you.
And so what's next for your businesses?
So my biggest goal is to create more revenue so I can hire people.
Yes. Get a team.
Yes, because I need a
Love
team.
that.
Even if it's a small team. And I've had a team before. So I want to say like 2 years ago, I had a team and we did really good, but then we just started falling short of our goals and it just was costing more money than what we were making.
Yeah.
So my team kind of fell apart, but I want to get back on. I want to get a new team. I want to get going because you need people to help you take your vision and make it bigger.
It takes a village, not just with kids.
Yes.
With the business. Yeah.
One person can't do it all. Like even though you can, you can't.
It's tiring being the boss and the worker.
Mm-hmm.
Like you stay up late, gotta get up early.
And then when you have so much to do, there's stuff that doesn't get done. Like even though you want it all to get done, you're not gonna.
It's not realistic.
Yeah. so many hours in
exactly. No, for real. And I feel like lately time been just flying. Like every time you go about so fast.
It has.
So, who would be one of your favorite like girl bosses? I had put that mine was Jada. Mm-hmm. I like Jada because she started her business at the age of 16 and made $2.5 million before turning 21. That's major.
That's huge.
It is. It is. And I have been following her since she was selling like T-shirts and bundles and despite all the stuff people say about her, I feel like she's a true businesswoman.
She is. She handles all her business. She's definitely on my list as one of my favorites.
Yeah.
So from Cleveland, I would say Jay Nice.
Oh, yeah. She's in LA now.
Yeah. She's did so much from her clothing to her cooking to her cookware. And then she's entered markets that you wouldn't think, like she sells pots and pans, griddle, things you wouldn't think someone would be selling, but she's doing it. She's doing it on a huge scale.
Yeah, and she's a mom too.
Yep, and she's a mom. And she handles her motherhood so well, like she doesn't have to post everything.
Yeah, she keeps it private.
Yeah, and I feel like I like that because some people are crazy how they have like the social medias for their kids and stuff, which there's nothing wrong with that.
Like,
but me, it's my social media. I don't want them to be all over my page. Right. Like sometimes you have to save some stuff for just yourself.
Exactly.
So I like her. I like Miss Skittles.
Yeah, I like her too. Yeah, I like her too.
And I really look up to people from Cleveland because it's like you came from the same environment.
She from Cleveland? Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, she used to work at some store. Some clothing store.
I didn't know she was from Cleveland.
Yeah, and she was on the radio.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
I followed her. I did not know she was from Cleveland.
So she's huge. She's did so many big things out in Atlanta. So she's definitely one of my. I look forward to seeing her post, seeing her accomplishments, seeing her travel. And she's a mom too, and she shows the balance of how she's getting everything.
Yeah,
she's still enjoying her life and her time. So.
Because people make you feel like once you have kids, it's just over for you. Like sometimes the kids actually put the battery in your back even more.
They do.
To keep going and not stop. Like, because being an entrepreneur is not for the weak. On top of being a mom or whatever other hats that you wear, like being an entrepreneur is not for the weak. I have to big girl losses. Like
it is.
You know.
Things come at you fast, and when you're your own boss, there's no one to look to.
You have to figure it out.
Yeah. And then especially when you're talking, so like my father, he worked my whole life, but he also did like a lot of side jobs, and I feel like that's where I get my little entrepreneur spirit from. But he, it's still certain things he didn't do that I'm faced with that I have to do. So I don't really have someone to call up and say, hey, you know, like, what am I supposed to do in this situation? Like, this is something serious going on. What do I do? Because he wasn't always doing it, like, by the book. Whereas I'm trying to grow companies and businesses.
Yeah, do it the right way.
Yeah.
That's funny. I guess that was the bonus that I have with my parents being entrepreneurs and my mom being a hairstylist and me being a wig maker. I was able to call her and asked her a lot of advice, like, Mom, what should I do? So I've had so many, my goodness, we'll be here all night if I just talked about the stories and disputes that I've had with people, because people are
stuff
crazy.
Comes at you, and you don't expect it or foresee it coming, but when you're put in that situation, you have to like just put on your big girl clothes and
figure it out.
Business. Yeah.
I mean, people would come at me like once I moved to Cleveland from Cincinnati and I was shipping my wigs versus people coming to pick them up from my store or whatever. They would get mad at me for like, something that happened with UPS. Like, that's out of my hands. Like, I sent it when I said I was gonna send it. Like, I think that's my biggest challenge sometimes, dealing with just so many different type of people, and sometimes being such a nice, professional, kind person. People sometimes try to prey on that too.
Yeah, they
in
will.
business, like they try to get over.
They will. People, I remember doing pop-up shops, and now every time I do a pop-up shop, I always offer a sale. But then people try to come up and be like, oh, you can't do this for that or this for
I
that.
know already.
And now, like they're already on sale. This is
Yeah.
the listed price. But people would definitely try to play in your face.
They will. You really have to set boundaries and be firm on them when you're an entrepreneur, because people will try it and it'll make you feel disrespected. Like,
Yeah, you'll feel disrespected. It's like, dang, should I? And then sometimes you even question what you're selling
am
yourself.
I charging too much? Like, no, not charging enough, actually.
Right. Yeah.
Because when you're an entrepreneur, it take money to make money, and when you make that money, you want to make that money back and then some. Not just make the money back. You don't want to make the money back and then some. So people who are in that position, I feel like, don't understand it. They just want what they want. They don't see, I spent money to buy this stuff, to sell this stuff. So
Not even just to sell it, but you also being there selling it is part of the
right,
like somebody has to be paid to stand there and
exactly.
hours.
I'm working. I'm working. Yeah, right. So I need to pay myself too. That's how I feel with the wigs. With people, like, when I would have issues with people who wigs stuff. Well, I can't get my time. You want your money back? I can't get my time back.
And time is very valuable.
Yes, that's something that we can't get back. It's so valuable. So I say that my advice to someone, the advice I would give someone trying to start their own business, is that the key to success is never stopping. Enjoy the journey and all that comes with it, the good and the bad. I feel like sometimes we're so goal-driven that we don't even acknowledge, like, where we are right now, or like the small or big wins, like you said, that we haven't. Like, enjoy the journey, because that's what makes it, what it is. And you can't be scared to fail. If you're an entrepreneur, like, you're gonna take some losses, like, but it's all a lesson in the end. So that would be my advice.
I definitely agree with that, especially to take some losses, because if you don't fail, then you'll never know what it's like to fail. So when you do get faced with a problem, you'll be like freaking out.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's one of the things that, like, over the years, I've grown up so much. Like, when I think back about, like, when I was in college and things, the littlest things would have me, like, in a rage, like, crying, just unreasonable, like, just blowing everything out of proportion.
Yeah.
But me now, like, I could get hit with the biggest hurdle, and I'm just like, okay, what we going to do next? How we going to move past it?
Yeah.
Like, I'm always thinking, like, okay, let's just keep going. Because you can't sit there and just cry for hours and hours. Like, you can, but you're not going to get it done.
Exactly. It's not going to do nothing.
And you'll be looking back, and it's all you did was hurt your heart, waste your time. You just got to keep going and roll with the punches, because punches don't come.
They are. That's so true. And that's just period with life. Like, even outside of entrepreneurship.
Yep. And sometimes when stuff doesn't go your way or the way you envision it in your head, it's because something better is coming, or it's sent to teach you something. I know, so like with my son, not sunglasses, with the t-shirt business, me and my two best friends, we had an office suite, which was so nice. I did my makeup out of the office suite. We were doing all of our orders. We were having events in our office suite.
Oh, yeah.
And then it came to a point in time where we were doing our calculations. We were going to renew our lease, and the money we had made for the course of the year that we were there all went to the rent. So we had no profit. It was just, we were just paying to survive. And so we took that as a lesson. We packed up. We did not renew our lease. And now we're in a position where we're still figuring out what we want to do next.
Yeah.
But we're thankful for that time we were there.
Yeah,
and we don't look at it as a
something.
loss that we don't have it anymore.
Right.
We're just thinking like, okay, how can we move better in the future? What can we do differently? So I feel like you definitely have to like navigate through, and then everything isn't always black and white. So like, there's people can tell you do this, do that, and you'll be a millionaire, but that's not true.
That's not.
So
you got to go through some things.
Yeah, and you gotta it's your story is different from somebody else's story. So you can't look to what they're doing and try to do everything that they're doing, or try to bash yourself for not being where they're at.
Exactly. And I feel like that's a lot of people's biggest downfall with entrepreneurship. Like, comparison is the thief of joy.
Yes.
Like, don't compare yourself to somebody else. You don't know what they went through on the back end to get to where they are.
Yep.
So, and like you said, everybody just have a different journey and a different story. So you just got to trust the process, never give up, keep going. And yeah, that's the best advice I can give. But you just got to keep going.
Just keep going.
Even when you don't feel like it. If you're really passionate about it and you really care, like, you gonna muster up some energy to do what you got to do to get to where you want to be.
Yeah, and sometimes it also too, because some people get down on themselves about like their businesses not thriving or whatever, and you have to look sometimes to yourself like, am I really doing everything I could be doing?
Be real with yourself. No,
like,
for real.
is there like, could I be posting more? Even though like they say you're supposed to post 3 times a day every day.
Yeah, that's too much.
I think it's too much too. But if I did post 3 times a day every single day, I probably would have the results that I want. Like,
that's true. That's true.
So
that's good to be accountable. Hold yourself accountable.
You got to hold yourself accountable, and you can't look, like you said, you can't look to what somebody else is doing because you don't know what they're sacrificing or what
you
they
really don't.
what help they have. You just never know. So you just gotta keep your eyes on your own money, your own
Stay in your lane. Stay in your lane. Seriously. Did I have anything else I wanted to say? I don't think so. Did you have anything that you wanted to, like, touch on? Do you want to talk about or share where they can find you and your businesses so they can show and support?
You can find me on Instagram. My name is Celeste.
I'll put it on the screen.
Okay. And then you can also find my sunglasses, shadecafe.com or shadecafe_ on Instagram. My t-shirt business is Amici Sorelle, which means sister friends. So that's the business I have with my 2 best friends. Yep.
That's
so
cute.
We're on Instagram as well. And we have a website where you can order custom items. The photo booth, the Selfie Club photo booth. We're also on Instagram and we have a website.
Yeah, if you're in Cleveland,
book us.
Yep.
And let me say, the photo booth is one of the businesses where people were trying to discourage us.
Really?
A lot of people are doing photo booths.
Y'all get booked a lot.
We do get booked a lot. And it's when I say this is like one of the best out of all my businesses, this might be one of my favorite businesses.
Yeah.
Yep. Because with our photo booth, we can drop it off and go do whatever,
right,
and then come back and pick it up.
Yeah.
So it's not it eliminates having to stay there and be there the whole time. And then there's so many events in Cleveland, and I feel like a lot of people get they get afraid to do things they think other people are doing them.
Yeah,
when
like it's oversaturated, but it's 1,000 hairstylists, it's 1,000 makeup artists.
If you want to do it. Don't think about who else is doing it and that you're competing with them, because you're not competing with them. Because even with our photo booth, there's other people in Cleveland who have the same exact photo booth as us. And we just refer them. Like, if we're booked and we're double booked, we say, hey, I know somebody else who has
can
this
do
business.
it. Right.
So don't ever limit yourself to thinking that you can't do something because somebody else has this business, because you could do whatever you want to do.
You really can. I like that. That's so true.
And then even with the just go ahead and start with, like, makeup, I was scared to start doing other people's makeup because I'm like, okay, I can do my makeup.
Right, but it's different doing somebody else's.
Yeah, but you got to start somewhere. And if I wouldn't have started then, I would never be where I am now.
Yeah.
So,
I like that. If you didn't start then, you would be where you are now.
You'll look back, the time will go by so fast. And then you'll never know who's going to refer you. That's why I say always stay open and available, stay consistent with posting, because you think you're posting too much, and come to find out, people haven't seen your stuff at all.
Right. Right. You're not posting it.
I didn't even know you had a photo booth. Like, I posted every day.
Okay.
So
I think you do good with posting, though. So to know that you got content that you're sitting on, that's why I was, like, surprised.
I post really good on my story.
Yeah,
I don't
do.
post good on my page.
Why don't you just start scheduling it out?
That's what I
just post on its own. That's the best.
Yeah. So posting on my page is where I get like the blockage, and then posting on all the different pages is also my challenge too. But I'm that's my goal, to get consistent, because I really think if I was more consistent, I would see
a
bigger
difference.
results.
Yeah, you should. You can do it. I feel like you'll be able to do it now that you're working from home.
Yes, that's
Yeah.
a huge plus.
Yeah. You're writing on a little sticky note. Oh, yeah.
Schedule is, yeah, because I have so much content, I just got to get it out.
And my last question before we close out, how is it being a mom and, being an entrepreneur? Like, do you sometimes have to take them with you?
Yeah, so it is hard. I won't say it's easy. It is hard. And then it's a lot of times where I want to do things or I can't do things, or even just like, so I recently got a new job where I'm not going to be working Saturdays anymore.
Oh, that's
But
nice.
I was working Saturdays, and I hated that I had to wake my kids up Saturday morning. Like, we couldn't just sleep in and just enjoy being off. Like, we all have to get up. We all have to go. But I do also think it's putting something into my kids that I would see in the future. Like, them watching me go through everything, working as hard as I do. Because they know, like, I'm like, we got photo book booking. I got to go do makeup. I was doing makeup at my house for a little bit, so they saw, like, clients come in and out the house. So I feel like that's, like, a blessing in disguise that they're experiencing this while they're growing up. But there are times where it's like, I have so much to do, but I also have to stop and
be a parent.
And that's one of the main things my mom tells me to do, like, just to pull back and, like, just focus on your kids, because the time you have with them, just not.
Exactly.
So I've been doing better at that. So I do try, like, at least twice a month we'll do something where it's just like kids.
Yeah, I feel like you do good.
Yeah, I try.
You're very hands-on.
I don't want them to have a childhood where they grew up in there, like, because I love documentaries, especially on people with.
I like
great
documentary
success stories.
too.
Like, you give me a
I
documentary.
hope to have a documentary one day.
Yes, you should. I love them.
I do too.
And one of the things I always notice, so like, even like real rich and wealthy people, a lot of them sacrifice their children's childhood to get to where they want to be. And I don't want, like, I want my kids to experience everything, and I want to get the wealth and the rich.
But I'm going to be more present more than anything.
Yeah, I don't want them to look back and hate me.
Yeah.
Like, we live in this huge mansion. We should be so grateful and thankful. But my kids got a broken childhood. So
exactly.
They don't even want to talk to me or look at me.
Traumatized, yeah.
So you definitely have to find balance, because you don't want it to be like that. But then you do also have to realize there are going to be things you have to sacrifice.
Yeah, you do. You have to make sacrifices for sure. I think you just have to pick and choose sometimes. Like, okay, this is more important. This can wait.
Yeah, and if you give yourself a good balance of everything, like if you do plan, okay, 2 weeks we're going to go to the circus, next month we're going to go to the aquarium, at least you're doing something.
Just being more intentional about time. Yeah.
So yeah, the balance is hard. Having kids, running multiple businesses. It's a lot.
Having babysitters and stuff. Like, yeah.
I am thankful though, because both of my parents are retired.
Yeah, that's a blessing. That's a blessing. How long have they been retired?
I want to say my youngest son is 3, and they both went into retirement like right when he was born. So for like 3 years now. So they helped me out tremendously, and that helps me with my business.
You're the only kid too, right?
No, I have an older brother.
Oh, you have an older brother. Okay,
but he doesn't have any. Yeah, and he doesn't have any kids. So my parents, they're like the go-to babysitters. Yeah. I'm so thankful for them.
That's a blessing that they're retired. That's what's
up. So they help me out. If it wasn't for them, it's a lot of things I don't think I would be able to do. Yeah. Because they've watched them for like Shade Cafe pop-up shops, makeup, anything I need, they'll watch them. So that's
what's up. Shout out to them.
Thank you.
Yeah. I haven't been doing wigs lately because I just had a baby, and then my son, he just turned 3. So I'm like, when I'm doing that, he's running up to me. So it's just like, I'm just taking a break right now from that, because it's just like it requires too much of my attention that I don't have right now. So
it's just okay.
Definitely, that's sacrifice.
Yes. You don't want to burn yourself out.
Exactly. Because doing hair and stuff, that like the older you get, like the tension of it already do something to your body. So I'm like, I'm just taking a break. It hurt my heart. It felt like a breakup, taking a break. But it's like, it's not the end. Like, it's okay. I had to tell myself that, like, it's not okay. But I've been doing it for like 8 to 10 years now. So it's like, it feels weird to
not do it.
Yeah, but it's a bigger picture. Like, I'd rather be a present mom right now than...
And when you get when the time comes back, you'll be ready.
Yeah.
And you might be thinking clear, thinking different.
That's
you might have
true.
different ideas you can put into your business.
Yeah, because
like
I'm
that.
always somewhere thinking about what I can do or just always trying to learn.
Yeah. Breaks are very
I
healthy.
like to look up stuff and research. Breaks are healthy. And I think, if anything, entrepreneurs, it's like we work for ourselves, so we work even more. I feel like, 9 to 5, you cut it off, you're going on.
Yeah, you can turn it
But when
on.
you work for yourself, I remember a lot of times I would just be up super late, just like I spend a lot of time working for myself. So it's definitely important to take breaks to avoid burnout, like you said, because you definitely will burn out. So
Be crying on the floor.
yeah, tired, slide down the wall. Yeah.
Mentally, just because I get that way sometimes. I get just mentally exhausted. Like, so many people ask me so much stuff, and it's like photable, this, that, this.
It's draining.
It's too much. And sometimes you have to just like cut it all off. It's just like, for me, I'm just gonna relax. Think about this.
You can't go from it to toe.
You can't, and you can't do everything all the time.
Right. That's something I have to tell myself, because I be trying to do it all.
Yes, you can't do everything all the time. Sometimes you need to just let your body rest, watch a movie.
Just relax.
And not feel guilty about it. Because I'll do stuff and I'll feel guilty.
It's that part.
Like, if I watched Netflix or a show and I'm trying to binge it, I'm like, I really shouldn't be watching this. I should be up doing
I'll
something.
go up and now and it's down on the show, and I got to keep starting the show.
Up, getting something done, being productive. But then it's all about how you balance it too. Because if you spend, like, yesterday, I worked all day yesterday. Today, I don't really want to work at all. Like, I just don't want to
be able to take a day.
I don't have the capacity to do anything more. So.
Yeah.
But then tomorrow I have to go back to work. So it's like, I'm owed that to myself to like just relax
take a
for
break.
today.
Give yourself some grace. That's something that I definitely learned.
Yeah.
Give myself grace, because I beat myself up more than anybody. So yeah, that's a good one. I like that. Well, I'm so glad that you finally were able to come on. We had some hiccups. I know the last time you were supposed to come, I ended up being in labor.
I know.
I was like, what the heck?
I said, wait a second.
I was hiding my kid from the world.
But congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you. It was nice to have a private pregnancy. It was.
Since you don't owe nobody nothing.
Yeah.
People don't need to know.
Some people think because you're a social media, like a content creator or entrepreneur or whatever, just using social media, people think they know something. They think they know your life.
Yeah, so entitlement.
Yeah, so that was fun. I enjoyed that. But yes, you have to come back so we can talk about something like fun or something.
I'll definitely come back, update you on things, how things are going. This is the beginning, y'all.
Yeah, exactly. So guys, don't forget to shop Shade Cafe. Go cop you some glasses. And if you're in Cleveland, get your makeup done. If you have an event, book the photo booth.
You need some t-shirts.
Right.
Some custom
Exactly.
items.
Just hit her up. I'm going to put her link in the bio. I mean, not in the bio. I'm going to put her link in my description. And that is all. Remember to vote. And, yeah, please go vote. Go vote. I've been meaning to say that. Go vote. It's very important. Us not voting determines our future, so go vote. And that is all for this episode. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram at Samia_Mia. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you're watching this on YouTube. And I will see you guys next time. Bye.